Hello guys and welcome back to episode 4 of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode we saw a lot of expanding by the orange team, we saw San Marino collapse, and we saw the gold team being kicked out all the way over here to India. Now if you guys are enjoying the videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. We're going to start off over here in Poland / Kaliningrad thing. And well, they're going to expand eastwards, or explore eastwards and then expand eastwards. However, a lot of these people don't like this expansion, and immediately we see a brand new brown country being formed right here, as well as a kind of pinkish colored country down here connecting up with the ocean. Now the yellow team will fight back a bit, but they are unable to get back at these guys. However, the brown team is actually going to have success. For some reason they are invading these guys, and they will have success eventually cutting the country in half, and this will force the country to actually be split into two different countries, and this is going to be the end of the civil war. And so the capital of these countries will be there. This one will have it up here, and this one right there. And so we're slowly seeing that Eastern Europe is becoming slightly violent. And yeah. But speaking of this area, we're going to see the Greeks push up and meet up with these guys, because they are preparing a very important plan, and that plan is creating a trade route. Yep, that's right. And I don't think not many major see, but basically what we're going to see is the Greeks creating a trade route. They're going to start off by going around into the Italian peninsula. Actually, hold up, they're not going to be able to get it too far in. They're not going to be able to get into the red team because they do not wish to cooperate with the Greeks. However, a couple of other countries will decide to cooperate, being the entire Spanish Spanish alliance thing. The purple team and the blue team will not be participating in it. And then up here we see the connection up with these countries, and obviously the main thing, they're going to then connect up into here, and it will also go around and connect up. So there's just this big trade route circle, and then they're going to also expand it over here, going into these kind of major cities along the coast. And then they have one large kind of transfer hub. Now these aren't like proper trade routes, but they are still these are still decently large trade routes. But hopping off there, we're actually going to head over down to the gold team. As we know, in the last episode they were kicked out of their original home over here in Egypt, and now they're over here in India, where they will start to expand, and they expand a lot, or explore a lot of these areas. However, the Himalayas are giving them quite a large problem, as they eventually just explore the entire Indian peninsula, as well as Sri Lanka, as a lot of people are actually heading over here, and so the gold team is able to expand into something like this. However, some people in this area aren't happy with how they're running the country, And so we also see the formation of the red team, who is going to be taking most of the land inside of India, while the final part will be a kind of dark grey team down here in Sri Lanka. And so those are the three now main countries. Sri Lanka will have their capital in Sri Lanka, and these guys will have it right there. I think that's somewhere near Mumbai, so yeah. But anyways, heading back over to the old world. The Persians, as I said in the last episode, these guys haven't actually explored here, but now they finally have, and they're realizing that it's not very nice areas. They will still continue to expand, but only along the coast, as the coast is very not nice. So they will have to mainly just explore larger areas right here, connecting up with the Siam team, and then claiming all of this. And yeah, that's a bit of expansion by the Persians. Down here, the red team's kind of colony thing, or red team's friend, is going to explore down all the way to about here, and they will then claim all the way down the Red Sea, and it is making them very strong, as well as going along the coast here, wrapping around this area. And so if I can just fill all of this in, yeah, they've expanded quite a lot, and the red team's very happy for them, but they're also kind of annoyed because they wish that was them. And so this is going to lead to them do another large exploration campaign and another large claiming campaign, which is going to look something like this. And they are rapidly expanding, and lots of people are not liking this. And well, we're going to see the red team continue to want more land, but they're realizing that this is bad land. The good land is all up here. And let's see. Okay, right, red team. That's not a good idea. The red team has invaded into the Greeks. At this point, they might be equal, but I'd still say the Greeks are stronger. And so immediately after the red team has sent troops into the orange team, the orange team is going to be like, hell no, go away, and they're going to immediately just start pushing back against the red team, reclaiming all of their land, and then starting an invasion of their own. Now the orange country that was so seemingly best friends with the red team is going to immediately not support them, as they do not want to get dragged into this. And yeah, this is leading to the Greeks, who are already slightly planning this to kind of start invading. We actually see the blue team also invade into these areas, and so this then starts fighting along that border. However, the blue team isn't very strong compared to the red team, so they are able to hold off. But then a very major breakthrough is caused, and yeah, the Greeks are now storming into the country, and yeah, the capital is captured. A lot of the people here are pro-Greek, and so this will have kind of ended the war. And so a peace treaty, well, it's not going to be really a peace treaty, it's more like the Greeks taking what land they want, and the land they want is these coastal areas as well as this. And what's all of this going to become? That's going to become a brand new, very greyish colored country. They don't have a capital, it's just a bunch of Saharan dwellers. The blue team will get all the land that they kind of invaded. And the red team has been demolished into just this tiny Tunisian thing. And the Greeks have expanded tremendously as they now encompass most of the Mediterranean. They'll then send out kind of union requests to these two countries, and they both accept because they know they would be eventually invaded by the Greeks. And yet the Greek countries, or the Greek country is becoming a lot stronger. But now we're actually going to head over to over here, where a couple of red team people are going to leave through this country, and they're going to just start. So we're going to see actually one group settle right here, but the other group is going to continue down the coast until eventually we see them arrive down here in South Africa, where they will set up their colony, which will be like this light green. And well, they're not the strongest of countries, and they're quite weak, so they won't even be able to have a capital. But up here we will see the the very light grey. Maybe make it a bit more. I'm trying to find a good color for them, but I don't think any of this is very good. Right, we'll make it a bit more reddish. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna see this red country popping up. Now these guys are able to kind of be strong, and so we're gonna see them take a lot of Ethiopia and Somalia very quickly. And yeah, their capital will be right in the center, kind of there, and they are very strong. But the world map is now becoming more filled in, and to continue to fill it in, we're gonna see these guys all race to fill up this area, but the Caucasian Mountains will kind of serve as a blockade. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's exactly there, but that's where I'm going to have it. And we're also going to see the yellow team expanding like this, with then eventually a couple of explorers leaving just to scout out this land, but then they find this land and think, you know what, this is actually kind of nice. And so we see the formation of the light purple team around here with their capital right there. And yeah, it's looking good. Down over here we're going to see more exploration by these people, as we see these guys meeting up with the yellow team, as well as the cyan team meeting up with the yellow team down over here. And we're actually going to see a new country popping up, being right here, which is going to be the Qatari country, whose capital will be in Qatar, as well as a very greyish country over here, whose capital will be there. Now this area is not very nice to live in, but we see a couple of crazy people just go shoot down from here and start to explore the center. They'll connect up with the sea over here, but a lot of, or most of their living is actually going to be right in the center, which is actually, I'm going to make it a light green. So basically Saudi Arabia has been formed, and their capital will be right in the center of this mess. They will explore all of this as well, but they've decided they do connect up with the sea right there, but they don't actually have many things there. They just use it to get water. And yeah, we're gonna see this. Basically, the Saudi Arabians are very quickly going to expand into the deserty area, as no one else really wants it. So they're like, you know what, this is good. We could use this. And for the final thing of the episode, we're going up here, where the Scottish area of Britain will be explored, where we see the pink team expanding a bit, but most of it will actually be created into a brand new light lime country over here in like the Yorkshire area. And so their capital will be right here in Yorkshire. I think that's Yorkshire. And then we're just going to see the final thing, slight expansion from Belgium, this French country, the Dutch, as well as the Gold team, who slightly expand more into Europe, but their main focus will be up here, where they continue to explore inside of Sweden, taking all of this, as well as a couple people exploring this island and deciding to stay there. And that's going to be the final event of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.